If you wake up around 3 a.m. every single night, with your heart heavy, your chest tight, and your mind louder than the silence around you, this message is for you. Because waking up at 3 a.m. doesn't just disturb your sleep, it touches the deepest parts of your soul. The parts you don't talk about, the parts you try to keep busy during the day, so you don't have to feel them. And if no one has ever told you this, you're not crazy, you're not broken, and you're definitely not waking up alone. More people, especially people over 60, face this than you can imagine. But almost no one dares to speak about the real reason behind it. Tonight, we will. 3 a.m. is not like any other hour. It's the hour when the world sleeps. But your memories start waking up. It's the time when your house is quiet, your street is empty, your phone doesn't ring, and your heart has no one to talk to but itself. You open your eyes. Your room is dark, your bed feels colder than it should, and the clock glows back at you. 3 a.m. again. You tell yourself, go back to sleep. But your mind whispers back, not yet, we need to talk. And suddenly it all comes back. The people you've lost, the moments you can't go back to, the things you wish you said, the things you wish never happened, the things you never healed from. And the truth is, you've spent years pretending you were okay, pretending the nights didn't feel longer, pretending waking up alone didn't hurt, pretending you didn't miss hearing someone breathing beside you. But 3 a.m. knows the truth. 3 a.m. sees everything you hide. It sees the empty chair at the dinner table, the pictures on the shelf you don't dust anymore, the clothes you haven't donated because you still whisper their name, the messages you wait for but don't receive, the promises life didn't keep for you. 3 a.m. is where your heart goes, when it has nowhere else to go. They say waking up at 3 a.m. is biological, that after 60, your melatonin drops, your sleep becomes lighter, your body becomes more fragile, and your mind becomes easier to awaken. And yes, some of that is true. But there's another truth science rarely talks about. You don't just wake up because of age. You wake up because of everything you've survived. Your brain carries every heartbreak, every goodbye, every disappointment, every fear, every hope you once held too tightly. And as you get older, your mind becomes quieter in the day, but louder at night. The armor you wear in the daylight falls off while you sleep, and that's when your memories come back, to sit beside you on the bed and ask softly, "Are you okay?" Not physically, but emotionally. Because the mind doesn't wake you when it's done processing life. It wakes you when it needs to. And at 3 a.m., with no distractions, no background noise, no expectations, your heart finally feels safe enough to speak the truth it held back for decades. This is the part you never tell anyone. During the day, you smile. You laugh when people expect you to. You say, "I'm fine," because it's easier than explaining everything. But at night, your truth comes out. At 3 a.m., you remember things you tried to forget. You remember the sound of someone's voice you haven't heard in years. You remember the warmth of hands you can no longer hold. You remember choices you wish you made differently. Times you should have said, "I love you." Times you wish you walked away sooner. Times you tried your best but still lost. And maybe you think about the people who once needed you, but no longer call. You think about the kids you raised, who now have lives too full to ask how you're sleeping. You think about friends you used to talk to every week, who slowly faded away, as life pulled everyone in different directions. 3 a.m. is the hour where loneliness isn't just a feeling. It becomes a visitor. It sits at the edge of your bed and whispers the questions you avoid all day. Do I still matter? Does anyone think about me? Will anyone notice if I'm not here someday? Why do I feel so invisible? And your chest tightens, because these questions don't have easy answers, but they are real, and they hurt, and you carry them alone because you don't want to burden anyone. You don't talk about it, but waking up at 3 a.m. is not just insomnia. It is grief. Grief for people, moments, dreams, futures you'll never get back. It is longing. Longing for a life where someone still checks on you, where someone still waits for you, where someone still whispers, "Are you coming to bed?" It is fear. Fear of aging alone. Fear of the morning not coming. Fear of the pain getting worse. Fear of being forgotten. It is memory. Memory of love, of youth, of energy, of days you didn't appreciate enough because you didn't know they wouldn't last. It is heartbreak. The kind of heartbreak that doesn't break you all at once. It breaks you slowly, quietly, softly, over years and years, until you don't know when it started hurting or when it'll stop. You've lived through things that changed you. You've lost people you thought you'd grow old with. You've watched friends fade, parents pass, children move away, health weaken, time speed up, and no one warned you that the hardest part of getting older would be the nights. No one warned you that at 60, 70, 80, your body might grow tired, but your heart would still remember every moment vividly, as if it happened yesterday. And how could you sleep peacefully when your heart remembers what your days try to forget? Here's something very few people ever admit out loud. 3 a.m. is the hour when you meet the version of yourself you've ignored for years. The softer you, the vulnerable you, the you that still hurts, the you that still misses someone, the you that still remembers things you pretend you forgot. It's the hour when your soul turns on the lights in the rooms of your heart you never entered during the day, and you suddenly see the truth. You're tired, not just physically, but spiritually. You're tired of being strong, tired of pretending nothing hurts, tired of being the one who always understands, tired of carrying memories that no longer have a place to live. No one tells you this, but aging isn't just about wrinkles or slower steps. It's about carrying decades of emotion in a body that was never designed to hold that much grief. It's heavy. Of course it wakes you up. Your body isn't failing you. It's speaking to you. It's saying, I'm overwhelmed. I'm holding too much. Please notice me. Please take care of me. And sometimes, please don't leave me alone with all of this. Because in truth, you have endured storms that would have destroyed other people. You've lost things that should have broken you completely. You've woken up to days that didn't feel like they were worth getting out of bed for, and you still lived them. Do you realize how strong that makes you? How rare, how extraordinary. But even the strongest hearts need someone to sit with them at 3 a.m. and say, you don't have to be strong right now. You're allowed to feel this. You're allowed to rest. Tonight, let this message be that presence for you. You don't have to fight the night alone. Let's talk about something you probably never say out loud. You don't wake up at 3 a.m. because your body is old. You wake up because you've lived long enough for life to have broken your heart in more ways than one. You've learned that people don't stay forever, that promises aren't always kept, that the people you love most can become the people you miss most. You've learned that you can share a bed with someone for 40 years and still end up sleeping alone one day. You've learned that the older you get, the quieter love becomes, not because it disappears, but because the people who gave it to you are no longer here to speak it out loud. You've learned that memories don't fade the way people say they do. They simply grow heavier as you carry them through the years. So when you wake up at 3 a.m. and feel that ache in your chest, please know this. It's not just insomnia. It's the echo of everything you've survived. And echoes are loudest at night, especially when you've spent a lifetime being the strong one. You've reached an age where your body rests, but your memories don't. During the day, you distract yourself. You clean, you cook, you call someone, you watch TV. You pretend everything is normal. But at night, the distractions disappear, and the silence makes room for the truth you avoid. Silence is honest. Silence is brave. Silence tells you things that daylight hides. 3 a.m. is the moment. Your heart finally catches up with everything your mind avoided. And this is why it hurts. You're grieving multiple things at once. Not just people you've lost, but versions of yourself you'll never be again. The version of you who was strong enough to lift heavy boxes without thinking. The version of you who could drive at night without fear. The version of you who could sleep without waking up hurting. The version of you who didn't cry quietly into their pillow because the house felt too silent. You're grieving the life you had, the time you lost, the energy you miss, the roles you once played, the people who once said, "Call me anytime." Aging is not just physical decline, it's emotional weight. And that emotional weight settles in your chest around 3 a.m. It's not your fault. It's not weakness. It's the natural result of having a heart that has lived, a heart that remembers, a heart that still hopes, a heart that still feels, even when you wish it didn't. There is something else you may not admit. Waking up at 3 a.m. scares you, not because of the time, not because of the dark, not because you can't fall back asleep, but because you're afraid of what the night represents. You're afraid of the silence, because silence makes you face the truth. You're afraid of your heartbeat, because you can hear it so clearly, and fear one day it might stop, when no one is there to notice. You're afraid of dying alone, not because you fear death, but because you fear no one will know how much you tried, how much you loved, how much you gave. You're afraid of mornings that come with more pain than the night before. You're afraid of becoming invisible in a world that moves too fast to see the elderly. You're afraid of asking for help because you don't want to feel like a burden. You're afraid of forgetting and being forgotten. These fears don't mean you're weak. They mean you're human. They mean you have lived. They mean your heart is still fighting for a reason to hope. And waking up at 3 a.m. is your heart's way of saying, please, don't give up on yourself. Please, don't disappear from your own life. You deserve more than fear. You deserve comfort. You deserve companionship. You deserve warmth. You deserve a night that doesn't break you. Before we talk about how to fall back asleep, we need to talk about something more important. How to ease the emotional weight that wakes you in the first place. Your sleepless nights are not caused by your pillow, your mattress, or your age. They are caused by your heart. So let's start there. The next time you wake up at 3 a.m., before you panic, before you overthink, before your mind drags you back into memories that hurt, do this. Place your hand over your heart, not casually, but gently, with intention, as if you are holding something fragile, because you are, and whisper quietly, I'm here. I'm safe. I'm not going anywhere. You have no idea how powerful those words are for a heart that's been ignored for decades. At 3 a.m., you don't need advice. You don't need solutions. You don't need perfection. You just need presence. Your own presence. Here's something you may not know. Loneliness at night doesn't come from being alone. It comes from having no one who truly understands your feelings. But you understand them. You feel them. Your heart knows exactly what it has been holding. So instead of fighting your mind at 3 a.m., listen to it. Ask yourself, what is hurting me tonight? Which memory is asking for my attention? What fear is trying to protect me? Your mind doesn't torture you. It tries to keep you safe by showing you what still hurts. And pain that is acknowledged becomes lighter. Pain that is ignored becomes heavier. So tonight, instead of pushing the thoughts away, try saying, I hear you. Thank you for trying to protect me. Let's face this together. You'll be surprised how your chest loosens the moment you stop running from the truth your heart is begging you to see. If your heart starts racing and your body feels like it's trembling, let's slow the world down with you. Breathe in slowly for 4 seconds. Not fast, not forced, just gently, as if you're inhaling the idea that you deserve peace. Hold it just for 1 second. Then exhale for 6 seconds, not to release oxygen, but to release the pain you've been carrying. With each breath, say quietly, I'm safe. I'm still here. I've survived nights worse than this. Do it 5 times. Slowly, deeply, intentionally. Your body will remember what your heart forgets. You are stronger than the night. Sometimes you wake up at 3 a.m. Because a memory is knocking on your door, a memory you've avoided, a memory you weren't ready to face, a memory connected to someone you still love, even if they're not here anymore. So do something that may feel strange at first, but works for many older souls. Talk to the memory, softly, respectfully, like talking to a version of yourself that still hurts. Say, "I remember you. I haven't forgotten, but we're safe now." If the memory is a person, say their name in your mind. Say what you couldn't say. Say the goodbye you never got to say. Or say, "I miss you. I still love you. Thank you." Grief doesn't disappear, but it stops waking you up once it feels heard. One of the unspoken truths few people over 60 admit: 3 a.m. is scary because you fear that one day you won't wake up again. This fear is real, raw, human. So let's talk to it. Place your hand on your heart again and whisper, "I'm still here. My story isn't finished. My presence still matters." Then remind yourself, you have woken up to thousands of mornings, thousands of sunrises, thousands of second chances. A heart that has carried you through so many years is not quitting on you now. You are safe. You are breathing. You are alive. And you are far stronger than the fear that visits you in the dark. But there is something else you need to hear. Something that might be the most important truth of all. You are still allowed to rest. You are still allowed to feel safe. You are still allowed to be soft. Somewhere along the years, you learned to put everyone else first, to be strong, to keep going, to swallow your pain so others wouldn't worry. But who taught you how to care for yourself? Who taught you how to speak gently to your own heart? After decades of breaking, healing, breaking again, and still choosing to live? No one ever teaches that part. So tonight, let me remind you, your heart is not asking you to be strong anymore. It's asking you to be kind to yourself. It's asking you to treat your own soul like you once treated the people you loved, with patience, with gentleness, with understanding. Because when you wake up at 3 a.m., your heart isn't crying for sleep. It's crying for care. It wants someone to sit with it, to listen, to understand. And maybe for the first time in your life, that someone can be you. You can be the one who puts a hand on your chest and says, "You're safe. You've done enough. You don't have to carry it all tonight." You can be the one who comforts the memories instead of running from them. You can be the one who speaks softly to the parts of you that no one sees anymore. The truth is, you have spent so many years taking care of others, even when no one noticed, even when no one said thank you, even when your own heart was tired. You held families together. You kept promises. You worked when you were exhausted. You showed up to life, even when life didn't show up for you. No wonder your heart wakes you at night. It's full of years, full of stories, full of moments you didn't process, full of goodbyes you didn't want, full of love you didn't get to give. Your heart isn't broken. It's overflowing, and overflowing hearts don't sleep through the night. But imagine this. What if tonight you allowed yourself to rest without guilt? What if you let the memories come without fighting them? What if you stopped telling yourself that you need to be stronger than your own pain? You don't. You are allowed to crumble in the quiet. You are allowed to feel everything you've been avoiding. And after you feel it, you're allowed to let it go. Not all at once, not dramatically, not perfectly, just softly, just gently, just one breath at a time. You do not have to heal your entire past tonight. Just be kind to yourself for 5 minutes. And when you do, your body will understand something profound. It no longer has to wake you at 3 a.m. to get your attention. You're listening now. You're present now. You're caring for yourself now, in a way you never allowed before. And slowly, your heart will stop waking you out of fear. It will start letting you sleep because it finally feels safe. Before we end tonight, There is one more thing you absolutely need to hear. You matter. Even if the house is quiet, even if the phone doesn't ring, even if the world feels too fast and you feel too forgotten, you matter. Your presence still changes the air in a room. Your memories still hold value. Your stories still matter. Your kindness still echoes in the lives you've touched over the years. You have more impact than you will ever know. And if tonight feels heavy, if 3 a.m. feels endless, if your heart feels too tired to keep going, then borrow my voice for a moment. I'm proud of you for surviving nights like this, for waking up to mornings that didn't feel worth waking up to, for holding on when life felt too quiet, too painful, too uncertain. I see your strength, even when you don't. I see your heart, especially when it hurts. And if no one has said this to you lately, you're not alone tonight. Not anymore. Not while you're here with me. Not while you're listening. Not while your heart is still fighting to be understood. So if this message brought you comfort or reminded you of your own worth, you can stay. I make videos for people over 60 who want peace, healing, and a gentler life. You're welcome here, anytime, every night, even at 3 a.m., especially at 3 a.m.